Okay, so in this video, we're going to be going over the training app PT Distinction. So when you open up the app, this is the screen that you're going to be welcomed with. So we're going to go ahead and start with how to record a workout. So, and actually, before we jump into that, we'll kind of just pop around and kind of get you familiar with the app. So like I said, you open the app, and this is the screen that you're going to be greeted with. Your home screen, and you can kind of see everything that you have laid out for you today and the next day or so, depending on how many items there are in there. Um, and so from the home screen here, we can also see the messaging portion. That's where you can click on there, send me an instant message. You can send pictures, you can send videos in there, links, and vice versa. I can send those to you as well. Over here, we have the schedule here where we can see the full schedule. And at the top, there's the day and the week function there. Right now, we're on the day function, so we can see everything that I have lined up for me on my account here, my dummy account, for the day. We can also click on any day of the week here that we see to see that schedule. And we can also press on week and see the whole week ahead of us. On the bottom here, going over to programs, we can see whatever training program that we're currently running. So go ahead and click on that, and we'll just see, there's only one workout in this demo workout program. But we'll be able to see any and all workouts that we have in this tab here. This coaching feature here, we'll get into this a little bit more, but this is where you can find all sorts of things. So this is where I can send videos here that will pop up on your schedule. I can schedule them out to go to specific days, but you can always find them here as well. So the one that I'll show you here is under text documents. We have the weekly check-in. And again, this will pop up on your schedule. We'll get a little bit more into this in just a minute. But I just wanted to kind of highlight this coaching tab that there's going to be a host of different things that you'll be able to find in here. I'm not going to go into much detail now because, this could vary kind of on where you're at the program, but I'll let you know in advance if there's anything in here that you need to be sort of aware of. And then here, the last tab, we have the tracking tab. And again, there's a bunch of different options here that we can use. The two main ones I want to make a note of are this top one, progress photos, where you can enter your progress photos. And again, I'll get into that in just a little bit. And also the results tracking. So that's where we can also add things like body weight, resting heart rate variability, resting blood pressure, that sort of thing. So that's just a quick little overview. Now let's go ahead and let's enter a workout here. So I'm going to go back to my home screen, go to demo workout, and we get to see this sort of overview of what is entailed for the entire workout. So we're going to press start workout. Here we go. This is where so there's two main views that you can go through each workout with, and you can change the views by pressing one of the two top right buttons here. Right now, I think they call this kind of like a card view. And I actually prefer the other view. So I just switched it by pressing the three lines there. But we'll go through each here. So we'll go back to this main view, and this is where you can kind of see any notes. Like it'll just pop up right there, right here it says cycling, jogging, whatever you feel like doing to stay in the right intensity for your warm-up. In this view, to see any notes, again, we see warm-up like we just did on the last screen, and then on the top right there, that little piece of paper looking thing, that's where we can find any notes when looking in this other view. Let me go back to this original view here. So coming in here, this is sort of what this view looks like. Now, we'll go ahead and start with not this exercise, the stretch, since there's not really much to enter here for a stretch. You just, you hold it for 2 minutes on each side, which we see, kneeling rectus femoris stretch. Below that, it says time, 2 minutes each. So there's not really a whole lot to add there. You could put a note in there if you wanted to, being like, hey, wow, I'm really tight here. I need to do this more. Or, man, 2 minutes is really boring. Whatever. But here for this exercise is the first one where we can really enter in some information. And I want to show you what this will look like on in both views. So sort of in the top left, we can see where it says set 1 of 3. So that's how we know that there's going to be 3 sets back to back for this exercise. So when I just come in here for the reps, I'm just going to put in 20 reps because that's what it's prescribed, and no weight because there's, we're not using any weight here. It's our body weight. Yes, there's a band, but we're not going to worry about that. Go ahead and press save set. There we go. And as you see, I didn't swipe or anything. It just sort of prompted you into the next set. So then here again, we could do the same thing, add in 20 sets. I'm not going to do that though. I'm going to switch views just so you see kind of what it looks like. And so how you know you have in fact entered in the information for a given exercise on a given set. So here we are, we're in the second, the other view here. Again, we've got the glute bridge with mini band. That was the exercise we were looking at. And if we look at the bottom here, we can see sets saved 1. So that's how we know we have 2 left. So I'm going to come in here to the reps, enter 20, save set. Cool. Now it says set saved 2, and in the variables up there, it says sets 3, reps 20. So we know that we need 1 more. Let's go ahead, enter that in. Boom. Done with that. And so the first view, this view right here, it kind of pushes you along through the workout. But again, it's kind of personal preference. I prefer the other view. That's just sort of what I'm used to. But if you kind of like how this one kind of paces you or pushes you to the next exercise when you're done, whatever works for you. And you can go back and forth at any time like we have been in this demonstration here. Next up, I wanted to do this. So I'm going to switch to this view. So before, we just had that one exercise, the glute bridge with mini band for 3 sets of 20 reps. We would call those straight sets, meaning we're doing one exercise and we're just going to go straight through and do all the sets for that exercise. This section called this circuit demo, that's exactly what it is. I'm demonstrating how we go through a circuit or supersets, or whenever we're going to be doing one set of one exercise and moving into one set of another exercise and so forth until repeating back to the top for however many prescribed sets. So in this demonstration, we have 3 exercises for 3 sets each. And you can tell it's a circuit because right there under circuit demo, it says start circuit. And on the left, you see that kind of connecting green line, and it's kind of going through the background there, connecting them all. And it says end circuit. So let's go back to the original view and we'll just enter in. Now here, since these are my custom videos, we can see that that handsome devil there in the background. These are my custom videos. I put in resistance. So, these bands can be the same resistance. My red band might be the same resistance as your blue band. So what I would do here, I would just put in 12 reps and I use my red band. Cool, boom. And again, in this view, it pushed me to the next exercise automatically. So we'll go through one set in this view, one set in the other view. 12 reps, red band as well. Cool, pushing me along to the final 3rd exercise of set 1. And how do we know it's set 1? Again, in that top left corner there, it shows set 1 of 3. So we'll go 12 reps. Whoops, we'll go red band. I don't know why those are flipped there. 12 reps, save set. Cool, now we're back to the first exercise, but we see in the top right, it's set 2 of 3. So for set 2, I'm just gonna go over here to the other view. And as we can see, again, if we remember from the last demonstration, at the bottom there, below the little box for the notes, it says sets saved 1. And then, in our variables, it shows that we have 3 sets total. So we know we need to do 2 more. So I'm going to go ahead and put 12 reps, red band. Cool, band over backs. Next one, we do face pulls. So we'll go 12 reps, red band, save set. Cool, band pull apart. Again, I don't know why these are flipped. I'll take care of that though. 12 reps, cool. And now we can see that there's set saved 2. for each of those. So yeah, that's sort of how that works. And again, so here, this is again what that circuit view looks like. We see it says start circuit, and that green line's connecting them all together. Again, if you're in the original view here, this one, it will push you to the next exercise once you enter what needs to be entered. Now, this portion here, these exercises are straight sets. So again, there's two exercises that we know. If I switch views here, you know, we get to this workout section where there's body weight squats, 3 sets of 15, press up or push up of 3 sets of 15. So in this view, you know, again, this isn't a circuit. So if we swipe through, it's going to be 3 sets of squats. So we'll squats, squats, squats. Now we've got the 3 straight sets of press ups. So that's kind of how entering in resistance training exercises works. Next, I want to show you how to do enter a cardio session. So ideally, if you're doing cardio, you have purchased a Polar H10 chest strap heart rate monitor. That's going to allow us to accurately quantify your cardio conditioning sessions. So, you know, it's pretty easy to do that, you know, on something like bench press, right? Sets by reps by how much weight. But when I tell you to go do some cardio, and if you don't have some form of heart rate monitor to quantify this, you know, it's not going to be nearly as accurate, and we're not going to necessarily be in the right zone that we need to be in, depending on your goals and what we're trying to achieve here. So for this, what we can do, we can just, you know, right here it says, you know, we're just going to go for 30-minute jog, right? And my bad, I didn't put in the intensity here when I programmed this to put on my dummy account here. But ideally, you know, it'd say time 30 minutes, intensity 130 to 150 beats per minute. That's kind of where we'd want to be if we're doing something for 30 minutes or longer. So, you know, ideally you'd be using your Polar H10 chest strap heart rate monitor along with the Polar Beat app, where it tracks your workouts. And then once at the end, and once you're done and you finish your 30 minutes, you could come in here and be like, yep, I did my 30 minutes, save set, and we'll go average heart rate was 144 or whatever it was, distance, speed. The big ones I want you to focus on here would be time and average heart rate. Distance and speed, not too concerned about unless otherwise specified. But that's kind of just a general way on how I'd want you to enter your cardio or conditioning sessions. One other thing I forgot to mention is that on any of these exercises, so, you know, we see it says reps, weights, notes, and then at the bottom there of the little card, there's those 3 icons. There's 4 dots that sort of make a graph, a camera, and a little eye. So we're going to go through those real quick here. So I'm actually going to go back to an exercise where I have entered in some data. So we'll go to this band over back. So if I press on the 3 little dots, and if you notice, I just swiped through a bunch of different exercises there. Those dots and the camera and the eye are there for every single exercise. So we'll go ahead and start with the graph there. And this is going to show us the results history. So if you're ever doing exercise and you're like, man, what did I do? Like, how much weight did I do the last time I did incline dumbbell bench press? And you just don't remember, you know, the app tracks it for you. So you can be like, okay, yeah, I remember last time I did 12 reps with 40-pound dumbbells. And you can also make a note in there and say, oh man, like this was too heavy. My form got shitty at the end. And, you know, I need to stay here or maybe even kick it down. Or man, I was throwing the weights around, felt super strong, felt great. Next time I'm gonna bump it up a little bit. So this is where you can come to see your results history. And then there's also a little graph too. So over time, you know, we're getting good at exercise, we're getting stronger, you know, name of the game, you know, we'll be able to see this thing trending upwards here, but we only have 2 entries, so we're not going to get a whole lot there. So that's the 4 little dots, the graph there that the results tracking history. Next to it, we have the little camera. And this is where if you're unsure on how to do an exercise, you can come here and it'll show you a video as well as, whoops, that's not what I want to do. Sorry. So if we, if you click on the video, so I just clicked on the screen right above where it says over and backs. In this view, that is how you you see how to do the exercise. Or you just tap it, it'll start playing there. But the little camera, pressing the little camera, that is what will allow you to pull up your camera and you'll be able to record your form. So you probably won't be recording all your videos or all your exercises. I'll let you know which ones I'd like to see. Or if you're just like, man, this one felt really weird, like I need Eric to take a look at this, you can go ahead and submit it and I'll get a little notification and we'll go from there. But the little eye there at the bottom too. So this is another spot where you can see the video as well as get some written instructions. So that's pretty much everything you need to know on how to go through a workout. Oh yeah, one last thing at the bottom here, there's this little clock thing where you can use a stopwatch, timer, or intervals, which is really helpful for, you know, maybe if there's some conditioning at the end of your circuit, or maybe you're like, man, I only have an hour to work out. I'm going to set a timer for 50 minutes. So when that timer's up, I know I need to finish up and get out of here because I got stuff to do. Or, you know, we might be focusing on a fat loss phase and working on something called workout density, meaning we're not going to try to do more work than last time or up the reps or up the weights or anything like that. We're going to time our workout. So maybe the first time we do it, a workout took us 45 minutes. So when focus on workout density, the next time we'd want to try to get it done in 40 minutes or 42 minutes. Try to get the same amount of work done in less time and working on some metabolic adaptations there. So again, that is pretty much the how to enter a workout. And so I'm just going to go in here and add this and save this final exercise so you can see what the screen looks like once we finish. I'll press save set. Cool. End of workout, mark as complete. Yes. And then there we go. Go ahead, press exit workout. And that is pretty much that. That is how you do a workout. And there we can see, so I clicked on the July 4th workout there. And we can see the green check. That's how we know that this workout is complete. So something else that I have on the to-do list here is this update results tracking. So this is where you're gonna start your new morning routine. So you wake up in the morning, you use the restroom. This is where we're gonna enter our data to kind of track some progress, track some stress metrics. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on this. And here we got 4 different metrics that we're going to be entering each and every morning, or as often as possible. You know, in a perfect world, we'd be getting these numbers every day, 7 days a week. But, you know, I understand that we don't live in a perfect world. Life gets busy, stuff happens. Sometimes we sleep in, you know, whatever the case may be. But we want to try to do this as often as possible. I'd aim for a minimum of 3 days at least. But definitely at the beginning of your program, try to get as many as possible to paint the most accurate picture. So it's super easy. Just come in here. I selected body weight. We'll press add weight next to pounds. You know, we'll add, 200 pounds, whatever. Cool. Then we'll go back. Waking blood pressure. Now, again, you may or may not have decided to go the route of getting the Polar H10 chest strap heart rate monitor as well as a blood pressure cuff of some form. But if you did, you'd come in here. You're super healthy. You've got the gold standard. You're 115/75. Press save. Cool. Go back. Waking heart rate. You're not stressed out at all. Life's great. Maybe you're at 49, killing it. Love it. Come back here, heart rate variability again, no stress. You're just killing it. HRV of 80, whatever your readouts say for that day. And again, you'll get this popped up every day, this update results tracking. You'll see it on your schedule there from the home screen. You know, we see it on the schedule here. Whether it's the day view or the week view. But also you can find it here under the results tracking. So we have results tracking and we see that same screen there. So that is something else I wanted to, walk you through here for PT Distinction. So let's go ahead. Let's go back to our schedule here, and something else that you're going to have, two other things that you're going to have on here weekly. So we go to Sunday. Sunday, we see this weekly check-in. Now, you should be set up to be getting an email for this as well, the same message here. But if I click on the weekly check-in, we'll be brought to this screen. Be sure to fill this out by 12 p.m. tomorrow, meaning Monday. And that's 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. To make sure we're up to date on how your week went, and so we can make any adjustments as needed. Now, I'm on an iPhone here, and unfortunately, this isn't super ideal. So I'm clicking on the weekly check-in form. This is a link to a Google form, and it's not going. So don't rip your hair out if this happens. Again, if you're on an Android, not really sure what to tell you, other than go get an iPhone and, get with the 21st century. But if you do have an iPhone and that's not working for you, if you just force touch, really like press into the screen, you'll get this thing to pop up, and you can press open link and it'll take you right on over and you can fill that out. Now in here, the final question for that is, do you need to schedule a weekly coaching call? And there'll be a link to do so to find my booking link in my availability. So there'll be three options to that question. Yes, and all you do is just follow the link and you're good to go. Pick a time and we'll chat. And option two is yes, but I don't see a time that works for me. And when I get that notification, I'll just reach out to you and we'll figure it out on a one-on-one basis, what's going to work best for you. And then the third option is just no, meaning you're good, everything's laid out, don't have any questions, or it's something that, a quick IM through PT Distinction or an email can handle. So that's the last question there. And again, you'll be getting this in an email every Sunday around the same time that this notification pops up. So and again, so this is this weekly check-in, again, it's a coaching text that you'll get through the app every Sunday. But if you missed it or it's not on your schedule, if you just don't see it, we can come over here to coaching, text documents, weekly check-in, and there it is. That's pretty much it for PT Distinction. If you have any questions, please reach out and I'll answer them as soon as I can. But I think this was pretty thorough. But yeah, if you have any questions, shoot me an email or message me through the app if you can figure out how to do that, and we'll get that squared away. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys.